The anti-China atmosphere is getting more intense, with the U.S. government taking the lead. Recently, the National Association of Black Journalists had to cancel a panel discussion on COVID-19 disinformation because Huawei was listed as one of the sponsors. There was outrage from the tech giants, as well as from CNN's Van Jones.
I accepted invite to participate in an ABG webinar, warning Black community about COVID misinformation. I said yes without knowing sponsor. Glad an ABG cancelled. I wouldn't have participated.
Huawei had signed no contract with the Black Journalists Association, and it had no control over the panel's content.
NABJ has cancelled the webinar because it has become a distraction from other priorities. It had come under attack because controversial technology giant Huawei was planning to sponsor the webinar, though it had no editorial control. NABJ always retains editorial control over all such content, along with final say over moderators and panelists. Additionally, Huawei officials were not part of the scheduled webinar. There is no signed contract, and NABJ has not accepted funding from Huawei.
It seems like hatred for China and for Huawei, the world's largest telecommunications manufacturer, is uniting both Democrats and Republicans. Both repeat unfounded accusations about spying and seem to want to isolate this major competitor with U.S. telecom giants.
China is seeking to export its digital autocracy through its telecommunication giant Huawei. Nations cannot cede our telecommunication infrastructure to China for financial expediency.
On Wednesday, Donald Trump extended his ban on doing business with companies that are considered a threat to national security. What company was listed? You guessed it, Huawei. But the company has emphatically denied that it is a threat to America.
The fact is, the U.S. government has provided no evidence to show that Huawei is a security threat.
When it comes to cybersecurity and privacy protection, we're committed to being on the side of our customers. We will never harm any nation or individual.
The paranoia related to all things China is getting even more bizarre. At this point, we've got Republicans in Congress who want a formal investigation into made-in-China drones they say are tracking U.S. citizens and lockdown violators. The FBI is now claiming that vaccine research could be stolen by the Chinese.
China's efforts to target these sectors pose a significant threat to our nation's response to COVID-19. This announcement is intended to raise awareness for research institutions and the American public and provide resources and guidance for those who may be targeted.
Yes, CNN burned with outrage about the fact that Huawei was listed as one of the co-sponsors of a panel. However, many noticed that CNN included eco-activist and teenager Greta Thunberg on a panel of medical experts discussing the pandemic.
This similarity to Kawasaki disease. But when you hear that, I mean, how does it make you feel?
Well, I mean, of course, that is very true. It's sort of a myth right now that children are not being affected by this virus.
This is honestly hilarious. I hope ESPN keeps this Greta trend going and brings her in to break down the NFL draft. She's an expert in everything.
Actual experts passed over for Greta like.
Greta Thunberg? Now she's a COVID expert. CNN is a joke.
She's not there for the facts part. She's there for the fear.
The consensus seems to be that global cooperation is needed to fight against the pandemic. However, the United States has the opposite approach. They've got a list of people not to associate with or cooperate with, and top corporations based in China are at the top.
I think the Huawei thing might have been a money situation. They may have come with a big bag of money and said, okay, we want to be involved. We want to help out. Here's some cash. And then they probably accept it without thinking about the backlash. And the same thing with Greta Thunberg. They're not so much concerned about facts and getting real information. At this particular point, in my humble opinion, CNN is all about just trying to get ratings, trying to get views because she's a very popular person. Not an expert at all, not even graduating high school yet, let alone have any kind of advanced degree, but it's all about trying to get that television revenue.